This your boy Zach Shirley,
Christopher Walker,
Quentin Coleman,
Adrian Neal Jr.
Hey y'all, it's your boy Harold. The Blackberry View is here. So do what you gotta do, get ready, pop your popcorn,
Sit back, relax
join us.
for the journey that is Blackberry View.
Watch the Blackberry View.
Hey y'all, and welcome to the fourth episode of the Blackberry View, number 4. Yes. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. We appreciate all the support, all the love as we're continuing on this journey. Please continue to stay tuned. So we are talking about family, y'all. We're talking about what family means, what family is, how we define it within the LGBTQ community, and how it's defined in the traditional sense and the differences between the two, yeah? Also, would like to make mention to all the amazing mothers. Yes, this episode's coming out after Mother's Day, but it's okay. We still want to recognize you and uplift you. All the women who are, sacrificing for children, whether that's cis women, trans women, etc., whether you're a house mother, etc. We want to pay homage to you. And yes, let's get this started. Harold, what do you have for us today?
Well, of course, in Mother's Day, it's only right that I pull out the age-old tea. And every year, we always see an abundance of Mother's Day posts, right? That come out. We also see an abundance of people who are also recognized, people who may not be traditional mothers in the sense of biological, but they are mothers in other sense. And so I wanted to use this time to have everybody kind of go around and talk about a woman that has served in a motherly capacity to you, and just kind of talk through like why the person special to you, and shout them out.
Okay.
Oh, well, and welcome back, Q. He didn't
Yeah,
get fired.
Oh, yes, Q did not get fired. Y'all, he's right there.
Hey, guys. I'm here.
So aside from my mom, another lady that was really crucial in my upbringing was, I always call like a lot of the women in my family like my dream team, because I was raised basically like by women, majority women. And so I had my grandmother, then my mother's sister, my aunt, and then I had my Aunt Pearlie. And so my Aunt Pearlie was and is still a very she's a very stern lady, and she taught me how to, taught me manners alongside with my mom too. But I used to think she was the meanest person, but now as I've grown and I've learned to appreciate and cherish those moments that she's given me. So, it's my Aunt Pearlie. Hey, Aunt Pearlie.
How you doing?
Yeah.
I guess for me, I have a few so much important female figures in my life that play a motherly role. Giving honor, glory, and praise first to my mother, the woman who I popped out of from, Laquita Monique Morris. She's just like my rock and everything. She sees me for who I am. She loves me wholeheartedly. She's always told me, Chris, you can do anything you want to do, put your mind to it. She never gave up on me, and for that, I would never give up on her, and I would be there for her no matter what. Another person, my grandmother, my mama's mama, my nana, Belinda, that's the OG. We resonate because she sees me. We can talk about anything, sex, stripping, whatever. She right there, she gonna support me in all. And then I have other women in my life that I don't view as maternal figures, but the experience that I have had with them, it gives me maternal, right? Like my sister, Daquania Berry West, like my older sister, we ran track together in college, and she kind of took me under her wing as like her little brother. And so it was just times where like I had self-doubt with trying to deal with school, trying to deal with running, trying to deal with working. She was always there. She was always a confidant. So sometimes we have peers in our lives that can show up in a maternal role as well. So shout out to Laquita, Belinda, and Daquania. I love y'all so much.
That's so sweet. That little nigga didn't mention me as his mother, but it's all right.
Okay, you said women. You said women. You said women. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go back. So in the Word of Ballroom, we have female figures, and I can't forget this female figure right here. Okay, Butch Queen, sometime in drags, my mother on the show. What would I do without her?
Thank you, darling. Thank you. Thank you.
So
I'm
you,
just joking.
you're not getting your shout out on Father's Day because you just got it on this one. Okay?
Look, you get one of the other.
You get one.
That's perfectly fine. So I would love to give praise and honor to Georgetta Kelly, the mother that birthed me, the one that I got my drag name from. My drag name is Georgette. I got it from her. But anyway, she has been very inspiring. So, you know, single mother, raised 2 kids. She went from getting her associates to getting her bachelor's to getting her master's and now her PhD. All while working, all while raising me and my sister. And yes, I may be 35, but she's still raising me every day because the wisdom that she imparts on me is never ending and I'll always accept it. So I'd like to give an honor to her and all the other women in my lives that have contributed to who I am today, whether they knew it or not, you know, whether it's my feminine qualities, the arch in my back, the
polish on his nail.
polish on my nails, this skin, this waist, phenomenally bottom, phenomenally me.
So you heard it first here. He's a bottom. Not a verse top. Not a top.
Anything different?
It's a lie. Look, if you come across this jack and you see top, it's a lie. It's a scam. The menagerie. The foolery.
Baby, that thing, he said that arch in his back.
Don't get it twisted because I still be topping these hoes. I mean, y'all not hoes. Y'all, never mind. Go ahead, Zach.
So I would be remiss if I didn't obviously shout out my mom, Arvetta Faye Shirley. She has since transitioned. My mom passed away in 2012, but the lessons that she taught me remain with me to this day. And I still hear her in my head saying, son, I didn't raise you like that. Son, don't do that. Son, don't think like that. And so I think it's key to understand that, you know, even when your mother or a parent transitions, they have taught you skills to survive.
Okay.
And so I definitely want to shout her out. My older sister, Tamara Latisse Carthlin, affectionately known as Punk. And now we will say, my twin brother and I will say, our mama raised us, but she swear to God, she raised us. I'm gonna shout her out. My older sister, she's definitely taken on that maternal figure in the family, and make sure that we are taken care of. And she's a lioness with her cubs. Like she don't play it off. South side of Chicago, she stay ready. 85th and Sangamon.
Ready to pop
She's
off.
on it. Okay. And then obviously, you know, as many of us have mentioned, there are women who have played titular figures in my life for the 40 years that I've been around. I also want to shout out my Zeta mama, Mama Virgie Hunter. You know, when you are, you know, shout out my Zeta mama. When I was in college, she always kept me like straight in line. Well, the straightest could be, child.
Straight to the next beat.
And always like challenged me and tested me and pushed me further and saw things in me that others probably didn't see. So shout out to those women.
Oh man. So first, want to give honor to recognize my dear departed mother, Betsy Newman. Love my mama, baby Taurus, May 21st. It's her birthday. Sorry, May 20th is her birthday. And let me tell you, strong black woman. I mean, taught me everything I knew. Then I want to shout out to my beautiful stepmother, who is still on this earth. Shout out to Jessie Brown. And I honestly just want to shout out to all the black women that I've known. I don't want to sound like I'm too good to make a list because it's just such a long list. I've been blessed to come in contact with so many, white women as well, but majority of them are black women who have served in such a motherly capacity to me. And I've just been so fortunate. Like whether it's at work, whether it's at school, it's always that one that hit you with the come here, baby.
Come here, baby.
That's it. That's all it takes. So I'm really blessed and fortunate. And also shout out to anybody whose mother is, if you're a person who is a foster child or if you're adopted, because I recognize sometimes it also feels weird to celebrate these type of days, but shout out to those mothers who do that work because it takes a strong mother to take a child in. especially if she's by herself,
Yep.
to then do the work of raising children or a child in this crazy hectic ass society that we're in. So shout out to you too, because we know that you're not doing it for the check, you're doing it for the love, baby, and we shout you out as well.
And I got 3 more shout outs. Because we can't forget. Shout out to Mother Earth, Mary, Mother of Jesus.
Come on.
And to everybody's favorite black television show mother, Loretta Devine. Shout out to you,
Come on,
baby.
Loretta. Yeah.
Because where would we be without Loretta?
Well, if we're gonna do that, let's go ahead. I was about to say Felicia Rashad, the mother of all mothers. Oh, wait, and Harriet Winslow. Harriet Winslow.
No, the dark skin I'm dead.
Dark skin, I'm big.
No.
We can't forget Florida Evans because
No.
James died.
Florida
That's the
Evans.
one.
Florida Evans.
Undoubtedly, Loretta Devine has played the mother collectively on more roles than any of the people you've named.
No, you know who I'm gonna drop the mic on real quick? Oh shit. What's her name?
Wanda Sykes.
No, not Wanda Sykes. No, the one who
Jessica Lewis.
Jennifer Lewis. Jennifer Lewis. Yes.
But she's like an auntie. She's
playing
an auntie, though.
She's
Yeah.
one.
But she's also played Mama in Rose. She's also played Mamas in Rose.
No, she's mama with auntie vibes.
What's the church
She give me
show?
Marlo.
The church reality show? What's the church reality show, y'all?
I'm the oldest. So.
Yeah, I don't.
Greenleaf.
Oh.
Lynn Whitfield.
Yes, Lynn Whitfield.
is
Yeah.
the
Now
mother.
she's
Well,
the mother. She's
We have gave shout outs to mothers. We love y'all. We love mothers. We love black women. To all the mothers out there who are doing your best to raise these egghead kids, badass kids, we give honor to you. Because without you all, we would not be here at all whatsoever, on a serious note. So with that being said, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just want to circle back, and I mean, at first I must have like read or heard the instructions incorrectly, because I know we have mother figures, but I still wanted to like put a little spotlight on Alicia Wells, Coleman Wells, and I love you, mother, and she's been vital in like my upbringing, and it was just me and her for years and years. So she taught me everything that I know. She still harps on me, to kind of what Adrian says. It's like she still teaches me, even though I don't want to hear it, and she calls me and tells me I need to do X, Y, and Z. So, but all in all, I still love you, and yeah, I'll see you soon, Mumsy.
With that being said, y'all, we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Hey y'all, and welcome back to the Blackberry View. We just got finished talking about or shouting out some of the amazing women who have taken on mother roles in our lives. And again, thank you to all of you all, because we would not be the men, the queer men that we are here today, as strong as we are, if it wasn't for you. So, but now we're going to get to the juice, right, of this episode. So, Q, what you got for us?
What is the motherfucking juice? So,
Wait. That's not your archetype. That's mine. Stay in your wheelhouse. Stay in your wheelhouse.
In the words of Eve, who's that
Girl.
Hey.
Who's that girl?
oh my god. But yeah, what is the juice? And as we've been talking about mothers and such, family. You know, what does family mean to us? And family, blood family versus our house family, chosen family. And so what are your thoughts circled around these two types of families?
So for me, blood does not make you family. Blood makes you related. It's the connection and the relationship that makes you family. I feel that within family settings, you have to choose the people who choose you. And saying that, it's like choosing people who authentically choose you. They choose the things you like about yourself, the things you don't like about yourself, the things that you aspire to be and aim to be, and even those things that you want to work on. So family for me means you choose me no matter what, right? So even when I'm at my highest, you choose me. when I'm at my lowest, you choosing me. And for me, that's what family is. And so personally, like I'm an only child. My mom has 2 siblings. My aunt only has 1 son. My dad has 16 brothers and sisters, but my maternal family is very, very small. So for me, chosen family is something that I hold in high regard. And because I am an only child, I was always saying, oh, this is my cousin, this is my cousin, this is my cousin, this is my cousin. Because I was so easily to make connections with people because that's what I believed in. And I became closer to friends, and I consider friends to be family, and more closer to them than I were my extended family. So for me, it's about choosing the people that choose you, right? We don't have to be related. We don't have to be blood. There just has to be a connection, shared common interests, shared common passions, shared common insights, because you want to see me thrive and succeed, and I want to do the same to you. So that's what family means to me.
Okay. We are a family. Iron tree. Reaching out for the sky. We are a family. But so much to what Chris just talked about, I definitely agree. Like I would consider Blackberry View to be a family. I would consider the friend group that I have to be a family. Family to me is chosen, and sometimes when it comes to blood family, you have to choose not to be around them, right? You have to have boundaries, right? And so when we're talking about, I love how you worded it when you're talking about choosing, because just because we're blood related doesn't mean we're family. Right? What makes us family is that connection, much to what you were talking about. And sometimes you have to break that connection with a family member who may be toxic. And I'm sure some of us, whether it's been with a family member or a friend, we've had to make that hard choice as to not have them in our lives because of the toxicity that they contributed to us, right? Or the trauma that they reinforced. And so when I think of family, family are people who hold you down. Family are individuals who are there for you, who are going to pick you up. Family are individuals who I can just ugly cry with. Like, I don't have to be prim and proper and pretty. Like, y'all done see me in my drawers.
Like this morning.
Okay.
Better have a whole nervous breakdown.
Yeah. Look.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay, because we got you.
I definitely agree, and I'm gonna touch on this a little bit more in tips and dip. But to echo Chris's sentiments, Adrian's sentiments, I have toxic family members that I have had to let go of, and I make no qualms about that. And people are like, "How can you just cut them off like that?" Easy, baby.
Yeah.
Easy, like Sunday morning. Like 1, 2, 3.
ABC.
And so for me, my chosen family comes in a lot with the students that I've had. So Harold is one of my former students, and like this is my child. And better not nobody listen, hey, zoom in on me. Better not nobody fuck with my child. Okay? Babe, I will fuck you up, okay? And it is split in bowl where he came from as well. And so
I'm gonna stick beside him.
listen.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
But
They the fighters.
And so, yeah. And so I think
Don't fight.
that, when people build those relationships with individuals and those people have seen you or you have seen them through these trying times, that really shows the emphasis on the importance of having that chosen family.
Yeah.
And your chosen family understands stuff that you've gone through that you may not even tell your blood family. So I'm down for the chosen family all day, baby. Go ahead.
I think this ideal of chosen and blood family, the thing, how I translate it is that there's family you love close and there's family you love at a distance.
Mm-hmm.
And I think on both sides, right, at times people evolve, things change, things like whatever. There are people that have to love you, family, love you at a distance. But in their family, like Zach, Blackberry, got a little close, right? And it's not a one-sided situation, it's a mutual, right, relationship where they're loving me close, right? And so I appreciate that as I get older. I get to a point where I'm not really, I'm blessed and fortunate that I haven't had to really cut anybody off per se, but I just put some space in between us to kind of make sure that, I love you, but I ain't gonna let you kind of like invade my energy right now.
Right.
And so I've been blessed that the people that I interact on a daily basis with is a good mixture of blood and chosen family. But all my family, are riders, and all of them will ride out and catch a case real quick. So I love that for me.
So I would like to say as well, a little shout out. This one to my left. Amazing. Zoom in on this one to my left. Amazing individual. We don't have to talk every day, but he definitely checks in on me. Right? And I forgot how you even became my child. I think it just happened one day. But it just happened one day. No, but seriously, like, and so I think oftentimes we have this mindset that it's the parent that always has to do the teaching, right? And what this one doesn't know is that I secretly admire him. And even though he's my child, quote unquote, right? The amazing things that he's been able to do in the community, right? And I think that's what family is. People who you can respect, people who you can admire, right? People who you can like just like, oh my gosh, that person's fucking amazing. And I remember the first time my mother actually said to me, I admire you. Like to have your parent, right, say that to you, to have your parents say, I respect you. Like that is a lot, right? And so that's also what family is, like giving each other our roses while we're still here.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Oh. And so like, and even as everybody was talking, I don't know why like the thought of like the Proud Family came into mind. And so if you're familiar with the Proud Family, it's a series, the cartoon series that was on Disney Channel for years. And it's about this young girl named Penny Proud and her family. But in the context of family, I just realized that the Proud Family was so much more than just her immediate family, the Prouds. It was about her friend groups. It was about the relationships that she loved to hate it. Those friends like La Cienega that she had to love at a what? Distance, you know? And so like just even like the theme song just came into my mind. Me and you will always be tight. Family every single day and night. Even though when you try to act like a fool, you know I'm loving every single thing you do. Yes. I know that I can always be myself. I love you more than anybody else. And every day that's me at the school, you know there's no one I love as much as you. So like in that context, acknowledging like family is something that a lot of people tend to not have too much perspective on. And I think that we need to be able to see that even within our friendships, our friends are our family too. Yeah. And we need to pay that homage and pay that respect. Because like, as you said, we don't have to be blood related to be family. All we need is admiration, common connection, insights, and love. Yeah. Family is created out of love. Because love, a word that comes and goes, but for people really know what it means to really love somebody. And so I want to let you know out there, our viewers, we love you. You are our family too.
Girl.
We're going to make badass.
We are.
Badass.
Love and respect. Q, what are your thoughts?
I mean, y'all said everything that I was going to say, but I will say that I kind of started late as far as like having a perspective on chosen family, because I was always conditioned within my family that this is the only family that you have, and you know you're always supposed to hold your family down even though you disagree or you fight or whatever. And so it wasn't until like I think my early 30s that I started to have this epiphany, or I was introduced to more people that had like chosen families, and I was like, that's really interesting. So now I can say, you know, I have a chosen family where we really connect. Even our Blackberry View family, like we really connect with each other, and we really have like a common bond. And with my traditional family, there are also some people that I had to like create boundaries because it was just very toxic for me. But again, young me, I thought that that's just what it was. I thought I had to like endure that, or I had to put up with that. But now, you know, you get older, you get wise, and you're like, I don't have to put up with shit. So
you know what that is? Growth.
Right.
I just think that family is definitely like a cultural thing. Yeah. And even being a part of the LGBTQ community it's a part of our culture. Like chosen family, gay families, ballroom families. Like look at, for example, just taking into account of Pose. You know, so the family that Blanca has made on Pose, none of them motherfuckers are blood related, right? But they view and respect Blanca as the mother. Blanca respects Electra as her mother, no matter how dirty.
And Electra's a bad
Right. And no matter what Electra has done in her past, or no matter how Electra has treated people, Blanca still sees Electra for Electra. And even in the show, it shows that family can change, and it can be relationships and mentorship in the aspect can be bi-directional. It doesn't have to be parent to child. It could be child to parent, because in the show, Blanca goes from Electra's daughter to become her mother. Right? And you see how they interact, and you see how that dynamic switches, right? So it was open-ended. You know what I'm saying?
You may end up being my mother.
You never know.
And black folks, we're just naturally familiar people. Like, we bring families to any and everything. I think about the ways in which we survive in these toxic workplaces because we have a black family of people we get in a group chat with and be like, bitch, you won't believe what
Guess what just happened to me?
I just even think about language, like, hey, what's up, cuz?
Right.
Like,
Oh, what's up, bro?
that ain't your, that's nothing about your cousin. What's up, cuz? What's up, sis?
Right.
Sister! You know what I'm saying?
Sister.
Sister, I got my own mind. I do my own style in my own time.
And now everybody sees how different we have come to be.
How do I not like? How is all of this like
That's why
missing?
we do not own any rights to
I was
any
With that being said, y'all, great conversation. Q, thank you so much for bringing this to the table. So what we want to leave y'all with when it comes to this segment is please make sure you are able to choose your family, or you are choosing the people that you hold close and dear, right? Because they're going to affect how you navigate this world. They're going to support you. They're going to love on you. So it's really important that you choose the right people to be in your circle. Yeah. So with that being said, we're going to take another commercial break. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back, y'all, to the Blackberry View. So again, dark skin Aunt Viv is back.
Right. Dark skin Aunt Viv love.
Me and dark skin Aunt Viv had a conversation. I'm just joking, y'all. He's always been here. He never left. He's never left. So now we're going to get into, of course, Chris's favorite segment because it is his.
Right.
Chris, what are you going to be talking about and why those feelings?
So before I start, this is not my favorite segment, only because it is mine, but it's because that it's about feelings. And so people don't realize how important feelings are within our lives. Feelings affect our emotions, and sometimes we live in an operating space where we're not allowed to sit within our emotions, right? And so this is a space where we can take the topics that we discuss and sit and unwind some of these feelings around some of these issues that we're going to be discussing, right? So in this moment, as it relates to family and children, earlier, Harold, you brought up the thought of loving someone at a distance. So I want to ask my fellow co-hosts, my family, myself, how does that feel for you when you have to love someone at a distance, when they've done you wrong, or when there was love there once, when there was a close love, but you had to make a transition because they didn't choose you?
That's heavy.
So how does that make you feel?
I mean, it hurts obviously whenever someone does you in a way that's either disrespectful or causes you emotional pain or what have you. I kind of had that experience a few years back, and I mean, it didn't feel great, but I will say, setting those, once I began to set those boundaries and to kind of distance myself from my cousin, it was better for me because I didn't want that toxicity in my life. And I chose me in that instance because I feel like when it comes with family, I feel like we have to endure or take up, the brunt of things within the family, but that's not true. And I had to come to that realization. And so like now it's for the better. I love him from a distance, and I think that's fine. I think that's great.
I think for me, what sometimes comes to mind is like, was I not good enough for them to accept or love me, right? And what is it about me that made them want to react that way? And I think oftentimes within our community, we have to put on this face that we're brave and no, I don't need them and, fuck them and whatever. And not acknowledge that there's some pain and hurt behind that when you have to let someone go, whether it's a friend, a family member, a relationship, because those are people who you at one time held dear and near to your heart and loved, right? And so when you have to let them go, it's hard. And for me specifically, it's just like, well, fuck, what the fuck did I do? What, was I not good enough? Could I have sucked his dick better? Could I? No, true. Like, could I have been a better friend? Like what? But sometimes it's not about you. Sometimes it's about them and what they need to be able to work through and go through and heal from, right? And so, but instead they're projecting whatever it is they're going through on you. Yeah. So for me, it brings up those types of feelings, and it's been very hard. And for me, it's hard for me to let people go in general because I love people. I thrive on people, right? That's where I get my energy from. And so to have to let people go or to get them out my lives, it does something to me. It really does.
I will echo those same sentiments, exact same sentiments as you, Adrian. I sit and I think about why was I not good enough, especially when you hear that you are this amazing, phenomenal individual, and this person is telling you this, and you are like, well, if I'm so amazing and phenomenal, why don't you fucking love me? Right. And it is oftentimes about themselves. So, I think I've said this before, but sometimes we're just collateral damage in someone's inner war against themselves. And it gets to a point where there can be some beauty in the fact that this person pushes you away because they're trying to protect you from them. And there is a song that says, "You can't save me from myself." And I think far too often, sometimes we fall into habits of trying to save someone from themselves. But if they are not at that point where they want to be saved, it's not your responsibility, it's not our responsibility to save them, because we also have to save ourselves.
Don't save her.
And
you don't want to be saved.
Right. You gotta make sure that you are pouring that into yourself. And so you can't love someone into loving you as much as we want to try and force that. And so really it's us needing to do that work on ourselves and saying, all right, well, you know what? I have to let this relationship go. Now it is painful. There's been research that's been done that says the loss of a friendship is like experiencing death.
Yes.
Like the feelings.
Yes.
And I have gone through that. Like I have mourned, like literally been depressed and like sad at having to let a love like that go. And so those feelings are very palpable for me. But also understanding the fact that you can't love somebody into loving you, so you gotta let that person go.
I think it just always hurts more when there's already a relationship established and you have to put that distance in between. Whether that is with chosen family or blood family, I think, I have people that instantly like started flowing to mind that I've had to put distance in between in order for us to kind of just, in order for me to be my best self. Because I started to notice patterns of behaviors and functioning that 5-6 years ago, I would be with the shits. Cool. That's like, you wanna spend all your money, you wanna smoke weed all day, you wanna do whatever. Cool, awesome, great, love that for you. But as I've grown and I've matured, I can't fall into the cycle of that, right? And I love you as a person. I just don't love the actions and the decisions that you sometimes make, and how that then impacts the people around you, me being one of those people. So putting that distance in between has been something that's been not only hard, but it's been healing at the same time, because you're choosing, right, in a situation, a mutual relationship where y'all both are choosing each other, you're saying, without a doubt, I'm just going to choose me in this moment. And that is super hard to reconcile with, to your point, and it hurts. There are family members that I would love to bring into aspects of my life, but I just, in my heart of hearts, know that they are not at a space where they can take me at my fullest self. And so I've, in my mind, have kind of put distance in between as a safeguard, so that if and when that day comes where you are exposed to the true me in my most fullest essence, then I don't even have to worry about what you may bring as a result of that impacting me, because I already got distance in between, right? And so in some ways it's a good thing, some ways it's a bad thing, right? But yeah, those are my thoughts.
But I will say, and to piggyback off of what you said, Harold, I think that there's nothing wrong with being somewhat selfish, because at the end of the day, you have to choose yourself and choose and be cognizant of your well-being, because you're living your life. You're not living someone else's life. So if you have to distance yourself from a friend, from a family member for the betterment of your happiness or the betterment of your mental health, then there's no problem with that. And I feel like a lot of us have been conditioned where we have to always think of the other person at the detriment of our own, emotion or mental well-being. So never feel that you have to put up with anybody's bullshit, because you really don't, especially if it's causing you harm.
And so thanks everybody for sharing. And I definitely resonate with all your questions. With all your responses. And so I'm going to take the thought and I'm going to inverse it, right? Because everybody talked about distancing love from the standpoint of me placing distance from other people, but how does it feel when people have to do that for you? Because also often we just only look from things from our perspective, but we fail to look through other people's eyes. And so we fail to acknowledge the toxicity that we add to relationships as well. So how does that look and feel when someone puts distance with you?
So blind spot bias. I definitely feel like nobody has distanced themselves from me, but I'm sure they have, because we're human. Everybody distanced themselves from somebody. I just haven't. I honestly, I just never thought about that. I never thought about me and how I could show up as the villain in somebody else's story outside of my students, right? But I'm working in education. I'm gonna always be a villain to them.
Bring that smoke.
But in terms of friends and family, I've never once thought and given consideration to, like, maybe I'm the person who, to your point, is toxic, and like maybe what's funny is me thinking I'm distancing you, baby. They was like, no, baby, I've distanced myself from you.
And the crazy thing is, like, when things happen and like when we feel like this negative energy, we automatically think that, hey, it's not me, it's you. But sometimes it could be us. But we're never strong enough to do that internal work, to take a look at ourselves and see why, well, this person maybe cut me off because I did this. And this is what I can change to make sure that doesn't happen again, right? And then sometimes in relationships with family, when you lose love, what do you need in order to get that love back?
So I have been the villain in someone's story. I oftentimes tell this story because it's part of growth and part of transparency. In 2018, I hurt the fuck out of somebody who did not deserve it. And it was while I was living in Cincinnati. Not a family member, but I would consider him a friend, and we were getting to know each other to be to the point of being like in a relationship and lovers. I had amazing time together. But I was on my fuckboy shit. I was on my bullshit, and all he wanted to do was to be everything for me. And I hurt him. Like the things that I said to him into his face, he should have beat the fuck out of me. Like, he got me cards and flowers on the anniversary of my mom's death, for Mother's Day, made sure my birthday was phenomenal because it was my first birthday away from my brother, gave me, all these opportunities, while I was in Cincinnati, and I was on my bullshit. And so I woke up one day and was like, oh shit, I'm fucking this up. And by the time I realized that, he said to me, I can't afford to have this relationship in my life right now. And I have to let you go live your life the way that you were living it before. And that crushed me, for a couple of different reasons. It crushed me because I had to look in the mirror and see that I did that to somebody. Out of all the times I've been complaining about niggas doing it to me or people doing it to me, I did that to someone else. The one thing that I prided myself on not being, I became. Number two, I caused a person who had the most genuine heart the most grief he has ever experienced in his life. And we had mutual friends, and they told me that. They were like, Zach, what the fuck are you doing to this man? Like, he can't sleep. He can't eat. I did that to someone. So I had to live with me behaving in that way, me doing that to him, and then someone verbally telling me, I am distancing myself from you because, to Harold's point, that's never happened to me. And so it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's a great lesson to learn because I knew from that day forth, I need to get my shit together, whatever that looked like, therapy, whatever. And ever since then, I learned that lesson. And so I'm glad you asked that question, Chris, because I don't think a lot of people have that mindset of, what if I'm the villain in someone else's story?
And then I think that, to your point, I think that in any relationship, family, personal, professional, whatever, hurt people. And you will continuously hurt people until you take a look in the mirror and see, what am I doing that's causing that hurt? And it will forever be a cycle. But that's why taking a moment to really access and think of what those feelings are is so vital. That's why it's my favorite segment. Because feelings are tied to emotions. And in our lives, as being Black, queer men, emotions are everything. One wrong look can set me off. You see what I'm saying? Wrong world, I can fly off the deep end. But I have to be willing to sit, breathe, assess the situation, and figure out what I did to get to this point, right? How am I aiding and abating my feelings? How am I adding to the stress and traumas within my life? But until we get to a place to where we can really look at ourselves, we won't grow.
It's just emotions taking me on.
Girl, you got a song for every segment?
So
this is the Blackberry View / 106 in Park.
So with that being said, y'all, I love how Chris always comes with the feelings because we have to be mindful of that, right? We have to dive deep, and a lot of us don't get the opportunity or take the time to do that. So thank you for contributing to this.
I'm telling y'all, I started to have clarity about who I was and how I felt about things when I started to do yoga, because yoga created a space and a setting to where it allowed me to slow down and to breathe and to think, right? And so breath is so important in our lives because breath, oxygen creates blood flow. Blood flow creates brain activity. And honestly, when we breathe on a normal basis, we don't breathe to the full capacity. So slowing down to breathe enables us to be able to think more critically about situations, right? So I say that to say, if you're going through something with family, friends, loved ones, and relatives, no matter what happened, lost love, have love, take a moment to stop and breathe, to think and to assess the situation and figure out, well, what am I doing to get here? What did they do to me? And how can I do new things to affect a better outcome? What can I do to change the scenario? But sometimes we're so stuck here that we don't take a moment to breathe because we're so focused on what you did to me. And we don't see in what I did to you.
So, Zach, what tips and dips do you have for us?
So when we talk about blood family and chosen family, and I think Chris said this earlier about blood being thicker than water. And so y'all always know with tips and dips, I come with not only research and cited quotes, but also insight behind those because I'm a researcher and I do my research, okay? This doctrine ain't just for show. And so Andre Tompkins, they, them pronouns. Wrote an article about chosen family and blood family. And part of what they said was they talked about the blood being thicker than water, but that's actually a shortened version of an original quote. And the original quote goes, "The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb." meaning that the family you choose is stronger than the one you were born into, because you intentionally, to Chris's point, to I think all of our points earlier, you intentionally went out and sought these people, and these people chose you and you chose them. So that makes that covenant stronger versus, being born into a family. Not saying that family is not important, but the covenant and the bond of that chosen family tends to be a lot stronger and more durable in a lot of different ways than those of your blood family. So that is something to think about as you think about your chosen family. Think about the strengths and the bonds and the ties that bind within those families. And you can have multiple chosen families. I mean, we talked about it earlier. We have our Blackberry View family. Adrian and Chris have their family. Chris has his ballroom family. Harold and I got the Ratchet Commerce family because we about that at Merce Vegas,
What was
baby.
it?
So think about just that chosen family and why that bond is important to you and what it brings to your life. In the course of one day, we can all talk to multiple members of our chosen family and may not have talked to anybody in our blood family.
And to that point, realistically, I will see members of my chosen family before I go to see members of my blood family.
Mm-hmm.
I would take a trip out of town with members of my chosen family than I would members of my blood. I would be willing to give money to members of my chosen family than I would before what I would with some people in my blood family. And that's the truth. Blood is thicker than water, but blood is made from water. So the importance of connections and the importance of that covenant really matters.
All right, y'all, that is episode 4 of the Blackberry View. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and share all the episodes. Please also remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter if you're not already. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can watch all the episodes and get more information. Also, remember to engage and interact with us. So send us a message, right? If you have something to contribute about today's episode, please feel free to message us on Instagram or Facebook and we would definitely reply. Again, thank you so much. This has been the 4th episode of Blackberry View. Peace.